we have been having so much fun here at AmFest 2022. Look at who I have here with me today.
Just me.
Siaka Massaquoi.
Yeah.
Okay, now I first saw you on Babylon Bee. You're the husband of the couple that moves from California to Texas.
Steve, he, him, yes.
Yes. Oh my God. I have to tell you, I remember the first time I watched the very first episode, and I was like, oh my God, they are doing this so well.
Yeah,
They're acting just like I remember people were in Hollywood. This is exactly and what I remember from living there.
And a lot of them still are, which is so unfortunate.
So do you tap in when you're acting? Do you reach into your memory banks of people you know that are like that so that you can channel it?
Well, no, what I do is I tap into the opposite of myself. I go, how much beta and how soy can I be? I let my woman lead. If you notice in the first couple episodes,
she does.
Exactly.
She totally does.
I let her lead, and I go, that's just what it is.
Yeah.
So I just flip what we've been taught by God to be, and I just do the opposite. So that makes it easier.
All right, babe. Did we get a shot of this T-shirt?
You got a shot of the shirt.
Bring back God, baby.
Bring God back.
And God made. Are these from the same guys in the exhibitor hall?
Yes.
Is it Stand Up Now?
Stand Up Now. You guys go check them out. StandUpNow.com. They're great stories. Stand up now because we need it. We can't stand up when they're all locked up, huh? As they want to take us down.
That. Exactly. Okay, so one of the things I would love to hear or have you share about a little bit today, when we were speaking yesterday, you shared, I said, I feel like this country is ripe for a revival.
Yes.
And you said it's already happening.
Already happening.
Would you share with our audience a little bit about what you're seeing happening in California, the move of God happening in your region?
And you know what? To me, it's even more genuine because it's in California.
Right.
It's in a place where so many. You say California, you say LA,
heathens,
everyone's like
godless.
And trust me, a lot's going on there.
Yeah.
Darkness has shrouded over California, and I think more than anything else, especially Hollywood. But one thing that people miss is that, us artists, we're not inherently dark in that way, right? We are lights that are trying to spread around the world.
Oh my God, yes.
And so when this revival started happening, things like Sean Frederickson down in San Diego doing Freedom Revival.
Okay.
During the 2020 elections, we started having the Trump rallies in Beverly Hills. And as it built, it started with a few
Trump rallies in Beverly Hills.
In the middle of Beverly Hills at the Beverly Hills Park. We started with a few hundred people. That's actually where Maggie Hawk and I first met.
Cool.
And we're getting yelled at, calling all types of racial slurs. We even had a black woman come out of a Gucci Couture store and turn to me as she opened the door and she goes, to my face. And then I tried to make her. I was like, "What'd you say? What'd you say?" And she goes, she couldn't do it. Everyone was like, "What'd she say?" I was like, "Say it. You're brave. Say it now." And she finally said it. And MAGA Hulk goes on her. And he goes in on her. He goes, "Man, you shouldn't just judge a person by the color of the skin just because they think differently." And I just walk away like, got him. But hey, it started out like that. And by the weekend before the election, and everything in between, before the weekend before election, but everything in between, we started doing prayer before, we started doing prayer after, we started singing and worshiping there live in 2020. So this thing has been happening. You guys.
This is awesome.
Yeah, and so the weekend before, it was 5,000 people in the middle of Beverly Hills. We had a plane flying overhead, said a single engine plane, said Vietnamese for Trump. We have a live band. Dennis Prager is dancing with Israelis going back and forth doing their Jewish dance. I don't know exactly what it is.
That is
Santa
so
Monica
cool.
Boulevard was literally closed down, and we had 3 different dance parties going on at the same time. Live bands going on. So when people say LA and California is lost, it's not. We need to just show that light.
Be bold.
Be bold.
Proclaim the gospel.
Exactly. So the revival was going on.
And
we were having this in parks. We were just having people were coming out, and prayers were. I never prayed so much in my life.
Yeah.
In my life since the summer of 2020
That's
and on.
awesome.
Yeah,
so you're just immersed in that faith culture.
Yes,
people really moving to make changes.
Well, I think everyone there too understood that was who was going to lead us out of the problems was finding our faith in God and leaning on God, and that matched with with conservative values. So it's almost you couldn't have one without the other, even though people, not everyone was religious. It was that energy of it.
Yes.
It was that positive of
the
it.
belief,
it's
believing in
and
change.
You're seeing people.
Hope,
I'll never,
courage.
never forget this. You had those like old school cholos in their suits and their lowriders, buttoned up like this. Then you had your homies from Compton. Then you had your suburban moms from Beverly Hills. Then you have your Israeli transplants. Then you had your Pakistani transplants standing right next to each other. Just everyone walking down the street of Rodeo Drive in the middle of the street,
on mission,
waving flags of American flags, calling out Trump's name, but more importantly, calling out that God was the only one we take a knee to. We don't take a knee to man. It was going down, and they didn't report on it. But I'm here to tell you it's happening in California, and we need more love.
We didn't see any of that.
Yeah.
We didn't see any of that.
No,
No, everybody's like, oh, just Gavin Newsom is awesome, and Larry Elder's the white face of, black face of white supremacy. I thought that's all there was in California.
Yeah. No, we were going. It's just we weren't allowed to be. See, Sean Foyt came. We went to his show in Orange County, and then Sean Foyt did a worship service right in front of Disney, right after Disney said they were going to just start to push more transgender and more homosexual stuff to our children. Sean Foyt came out, stood there in front of Disney in Burbank, and we had a worship session. Then 2 weeks later, stood in front of Disney down in Anaheim for the Disney parks and had some of the workers come out and support. This thing is happening.
Oh.
It's happening, and I implore you, do not give up on California.
I love it.
Do not give up on any part that you think is too dark, because
it.
we are working in here. It's just, like they said, a revolution won't be televised,
and
it hasn't been.
That is the truth. Well, and one of the things that you're doing that I think is super important, I'm going to get the name wrong.
Okay.
Freedom Hollywood, no. Hollywood Freedom.
Hollywood for Freedom.
Hollywood for Freedom. That was what it was. So
HollywoodForFreedom.com.
So you're also putting your money where your mouth is by figuring out a way for conservative, godly people in Hollywood to be making content, for artists, right? Why am I telling them what it is? Why don't you tell them what it is?
So Hollywood for Freedom, it started because one of our founding members, Chatham Shank, was denied his religious exemption on the show Bel Air NBC, NBC Universal. He booked the part. He was like, I have a religious exemption, then never heard back from them again.
Wow.
And so we said, you know what? We want to start an organization. It is God-led and God-inspired, but everyone doesn't have to believe in God.
You don't
we
have
believe
to be
in
religious.
choice. That's the biggest thing. Choice and freedom. Hollywood for freedom. Freedom to choose. Then we thought to ourselves, wait a second, as we're seeing all these other movements grow and grow and grow, and as much as they push, they kind of lack that shine, that extra thing that we have worked on, a lot of us for decades in Hollywood. Why don't we start to bridge that gap, right?
Yeah.
If we can have something where, say, Turning Point's in Arizona, but we have super talented actors that have been working in the industry for 15, 20 years, we can pull from them, because that, again, like I said, the whole thing isn't just this dark liberal cesspool,
Yeah, but if you don't know who the other people are, right? And it's so weird in Hollywood. I've shared the story about how Benjamin and I were totally shunned by our neighbors after they found out that we were we weren't even really fully conservative at that point.
They pushed you over.
But we were Christians.
Yeah.
But
they're pushing everyone away.
I tell people that some of the last nails in the coffin of my liberalism came from being discriminated against by so-called,
open,
liberals.
No, it's one of those things, though. I think that as Americans, we've gotten really comfortable.
Yeah.
Really comfortable. It's really easy
We're so
to
soft.
sit in bed and get all your entertainment for hours at a time and not worry about doing anything else. So this actually, I really do believe this. When we read about the civil rights movement, we read about the Civil War, we read about the suffrage movement, we read about the Revolutionary War. We're at a time now, our children and our children's children will read about how America turned back around. America's had 5 revivals in this country.
That's right.
This will be the 6th.
Ooh,
is the 6th right now.
I just got cold chills.
Look around. This whole event right here, from last year to this year, is even bigger, and it's going to continue to get bigger.
That's right.
Because the other side don't offer anything of hope and positivity or light.
No value. There's no life-sustaining, life-giving, or life-affirming messages coming out of the left.
Because it's a death cult. It's a death cult. How can you push life if you're a death cult? It's a death cult. Look, I'll take it. You don't have to say it. I don't care if anyone else don't do it. I'll wear it. It's a death call.
It feels a lot. It looks. Hey, if it looks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck,
it's a death call. I mean, it's a duck.
Okay, so Siaka, tell everybody where they can find you on social media, the website for Hollywood for Freedom. Give them all the information.
So first off, go to HollywoodForFreedom.com. It is a full database: writers, directors, actors, singers, dancers, musicians, everybody who does anything in the arts. You're in Hollywood. If you're not in Hollywood, join up. We partner up with production companies. That way they have a database and they'll reach out to you personally. You can find me at _Siaka Massaquoi on Instagram. Then you have _Siaka Massaquoi on Twitter as well.
Okay.
And let me see. Am I anywhere else?
Okay,
Yeah.
spell it.
Yes, you'll spell it. Siaka Massaquoi. Siaka. And Massaquoi is Massaquoi. So I am super shadow banned, but hey, give it a try. I'm sure we'll connect eventually.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for being with us today, Siaka. And before we go, I would like to bring your bride to be in for a moment.
Come on,
if that's okay. Charlotte, come over here.
Come on, baby.
When you said stand right in the middle, you know, you guys were talking about dance parties and stuff like that, and I thought of you because I know you're a dancer. And I wanted to just give a shout out to both of you. You guys, this has been one of our favorite, the couple of our favorite people we've gotten to meet this weekend. A couple that is working hard together, fighting for freedom, fighting for liberty. They just started reading the Bible together. You guys, this is what it looks like to work together in a godly way to try to build God's kingdom. And I just really wanted to affirm you guys in that and wish you best of luck and congratulations on your future wedding. And we can't wait to see what you guys do in the future. So thank you, Charlotte. And if you want to give everybody a shout out, like where can they find you? Can they follow you on social media? Tell them where to find you.
So you can find me at Shawberry_shortcakes. That's CHAWBERRY_shortcakes.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And so this is what you guys, we geeked out together a little bit yesterday when we found out basically everybody's a dancer, and we were like, oh, that's so cool. So
well, I'm not trained, but I can dance. I'm more of this one of these.
Hey, if you can keep the beat, man, that's way better than most people. So thank you guys. Thank you both for being here this weekend. We'll see you later.
Keep the beat.